Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2. Sankhya Yoga, the Yoga of Knowledge. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna depressed and full of emotions, with eyes full of tears, Krishna, the destroyer of the demon Madhu, spoke the following words. My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They do not lead to higher planets, but to shame and infamy. O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise. Arjuna said, O Madhusudana, killer of enemies, in battle, how can I counterattack men like Bhishma and Drona with arrows when they are worthy of my worship? It is better to live in this world by begging, than to live at the cost of the lives of these great souls who are my teachers. Even though they desire worldly gains, they are my superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. I do not know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet, they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of my miserable weakness. In this condition I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best. Now I am your disciple, and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me, O Supreme Personality of God. I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. At that time, Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. O descendant of Bharata, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise mourn neither for the living nor for the dead. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. As the soul continuously passes in this body, from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul simply transfers into another body at death. Therefore, a sober person should not be surprised by such a change. O son of Kunti, the appearance and disappearance of happiness and distress are like passing clouds. Just like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons, temporary and impermanent. They arise from your sense perception, and you must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. O best among men, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and grief and remains steady in both, is certainly eligible for liberation. Those who see the truth have concluded that the non-existent does not last forever, and the forever eternal does not change. You should know, the immortal soul which pervades the entire body is indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. However, the material body, which hosts the indestructible living soul, is sure to come to an end. Therefore, O descendant of Bharata, you must fight. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He is unborn, endless, ever-existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is unborn and unkillable, kill anyone, or cause anyone to kill? As a person puts on new clothes, giving up old dirty ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up old and useless ones. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can neither be burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. If, however, you think that the soul will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to complain, O mighty armed Arjuna. One who has been born is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take births again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not complain nor grieve. All created beings are invisible before their inception, manifesting in their interim state, then becoming invisible again when annihilated. So what need is there to grieve? Some look at the soul as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand the soul at all. O descendant of Bharata, the soul who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore you need not grieve for any living being. Considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya warrior, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation. O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come unsolicited, opening for them the doors to the heavenly planets. If, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. People will always speak of your failure, and for a respectable person, that disgrace is worse than death. The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear, and thus consider you insignificant. Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and insult your abilities. What could be more painful for you, O son of Kunti? Either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavens, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. Fight for the sake of fighting without considering loss or gain, happiness or sorrow, victory or defeat. By so doing, you shall never incur sin. Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it, in terms of working without seeking reward-driven results. Let me explain the path of wisdom, the path of selfless action. O son of Pritha, when you act with this knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of work. When you let go of selfish desires and act without attachment to results, you find true freedom. This is called yoga, union with the eternal. It is not about chasing rewards or avoiding pain. It's about doing your duty with a clear mind. Beloved child of the Kurus, those who lack purpose wander aimlessly, chasing fleeting desires. People who cling to desires get trapped in a cycle of wanting more, but the wise rise above it. Their minds are calm like a lake without ripples. In this endeavor there is no loss or failure, and a little advancement on this path can protect you from the most dangerous type of fear and bring you to freedom. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is focused and clear. Keep all undesirable activities far distant by engaging in devotional service, and in that consciousness surrender unto the Lord. Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the scriptures, the Vedas, which recommend engaging in various works for elevation to heavenly planets resulting in good birth, power, and so on. These desirous people say there is nothing more than obtaining an opulent life, pleasures, and gratification of the senses. Thus, they cannot find the focus needed for true spiritual freedom. As a result, the resolute determination required for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. The Vedas deal with the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. These are the three modes of material nature focused on material goals of Prakriti, but you must rise above that, Arjuna. Those who want to enjoy the fruits of their work are misers. Move beyond the dualities of loss and gain, pleasure and pain, and be free from all anxieties. Embrace the truth, and remain centered in the soul, the Atman. This is called yoga, union with the eternal. A wise person sees the scriptures like a well of water surrounded by a flooded land. The wisdom of the scriptures are useful, but not the ultimate truth when an abundance of wisdom already surrounds you. As a Kshatriya warrior, your dharma is to fight this just war. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of those actions. Never consider yourself as the cause of the results of your activities. At the same time, never succumb to idleness by avoiding your duty. By thus engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world. In this way they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries. When your intelligence has cleared the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas and when it remains fixed in the dharma of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness. When you let go of selfish desires and act without attachment to results, you find true freedom. Arjuna asked, O Krishna, what is the description of a man who is steady in wisdom, whose mind is merged in contemplation? What does he look like? How does such a person speak, and what is his language? How does he sit, and how does he walk? Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O Partha, when a person lets go of desires, content in the Atman alone, their wisdom is steady. They are unmoved by misery or joy, free from attachment, fear, and anger. The senses pull the mind outwards, but the wise restrains them. Even while living in the sensual world, they control their senses, fixing their heart only on me, the Supreme. Their mind is like a tortoise, withdrawing from the senses. One who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control, and fixes his consciousness upon me, is known as a man of steady intelligence. While contemplating objects of the senses, a person develops attachments for them, and from such attachments, lust develops. From lust arises anger. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion comes the bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered and disoriented, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material trap. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. How can there be any happiness without peace? But one who masters the senses, free from likes and dislikes, finds peace. In that peace, all sorrows vanish, and the mind rests in clarity. Without discipline, there's no peace, without peace, there is no joy. A mind led by the senses is like a ship tossed by stormy waves. But the one whose senses are controlled, whose mind is fixed on the Atman, knows true wisdom. What is night for the ignorant is day for the wise, and what is day for the ignorant is night for the enlightened. Like rivers merging into the ocean, desires enter the wise without disturbing their peace. This is the state of one who attains Brahman, free from desire, finding joy within, rooted in the Atman. Such a person knows peace and merges into the divine, even in this life. Therefore, O mighty armed Arjuna, this is the way of the spiritual and godly life, after attaining which, a man is not bewildered. If one is situated thus, then even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. Arjuna listened, his heart stirring, as Krishna's words illuminate the path ahead.